Picking a drug plan. Hi, I'm Thomas Smith, lead healthcare agent of It's That Time. Medicare has rules. Being part of the government, yup, lots and lots of rules. As healthcare plan agents, we especially need to follow these rules in order to stay in Medicare's good books. This will limit the information I would otherwise provide in this video, and if I seem vague on points or don't mention any specific carriers by name, you'll understand why. There is something else that is important to note. As of 2026, very few prescription drug plans pay healthcare agents, such as we are, a commission anymore. With new regulations that have been imposed on them by Medicare, carriers came to the belief that their margins were too tight to pay agents. As a result, most healthcare agents have chosen to leave drug coverage entirely to clients to figure out for themselves. For many people, though, especially those taking high-cost drugs or with many prescriptions, this is where some people need the assistance of an experienced agent the most. With my agency, It's That Time, I therefore see it as a service. If you need help or advice or a quote, we are here to offer this to you, paid commission or not, as a service. And before anyone offers, no, we cannot take payment of any kind directly from clients, not even homemade cookies. That is strictly against Medicare's rules. So, if we do a good job, send us a testimonial and send any friends you have joining Medicare our way as your thanks. That said, drug coverage can come in a few different forms. First, as an included part of a Medicare Advantage plan. But if you are viewing this video, then the chances are you are going with original Medicare instead. Second, some people have VA coverage and can get their prescriptions through the VA. But for most people choosing original Medicare, you will need what is called a standalone prescription drug plan. There are 4 or 5 carriers that offer these prescription drug plans with premiums ranging from very little to over $100 a month. The difference in cost comes down to drugs each plan covers, with more expensive plans having a larger number of drugs they cover, which is called a formulary. The more expensive plans also often cover the deductible, which can be up to $615 in 2026. The less costly plans don't cover the deductible. However, they usually, but not all plans, exempt Tier 1 and Tier 2 generic drugs from the deductible. For the majority of people, the less expensive plans work just fine, but for those with more expensive drugs, it will be important to know which drug plans cover your drugs the best and with the least co-payment costs. We can help research this for you as a service. You can also run your drugs yourself by going to Medicare.gov and putting in your drugs you take and the dosages. If you are on simple generic drugs, most plans may well formulate them the same as Tier 1 and Tier 2 drugs. If this is the case, you will likely pick your plan based upon the lowest premium. Another factor could be which pharmacies are preferred by a plan, which leads to a smaller co-payment. For instance, if you use Walgreens could be a preferred pharmacy with some plans, but not with others. Medicare.gov will also show you which plans your pharmacy is preferred with. On the Medicare.gov site, you will see all the plans that are offered, how much the monthly premium will be, and an estimate of your drug cost for each plan based upon the drugs you entered and their tiers with each plan. The bottom line is you will be able to gauge which plan fits best for you based on overall costs, which includes the monthly premiums combined with the drug co-payments for the drugs you take. Of great importance to some people will be whether all of their drugs are even in a plan's formulary. If a drug is not in the formulary and you need to take it, you can apply for a formulary exception with the doctor's help to have it brought into formulary. There is no guarantee of success. Experimental drugs and compound drugs are a particular challenge. You will also be able to change your drug plan each year during annual enrollment period. Each year, you should also do a review, especially if you take higher tiered drugs, as plans can change their drug formulary from year to year. Annual premiums can also change dramatically from one year to the next.